Now, last time we talk about variables, and we talk about the variable rules. It should not contain space. It should not start with a number. It should not be a keyword, and also it can start with dollar sign and an underscore. I think that's it. And we talk about the types. We have integer, we have primitive types such as integer, double, boolean, and character. And we talk about non-primitive data types such as string. Okay, non-primitive type is added to the language by itself. So like such as string, date, and queue, list, array, and so on. Okay, you can still do the string and do the array using normal one, but they added it to make things easy for the people. We also learn how to initialize the variables, and we said that if you have to define the type of the variable, you need to give it the value the same as the type. So I cannot give ID string because this type is integer, and we assign different value, and we learn how to print out the things outside the screen. Okay, but all right, now we will learn a new things today, which is basically how do you get input from the user. Okay, now we initialize this variable. How do I get the user to enter this? I'm just going to give you this now. It's not in the slide, but in the next lecture to make it easy for you. How do you get the user to enter value for the ID or for the student employee name after you run the program? Let's say that I don't have values here now. I'm not going to set up the values here. Okay, I would like to, somehow, and now it's giving me an error because there's no variable. It's empty. Okay, this is a good thing about Java. How do I ask the user to enter value for this? When I run the program, okay, how do I ask the user to enter that? Make the program interactive, which means that you can set up the variable value after you run the program. I use something called what? Scanner. What I use what? Something called what? Scanner. Okay, so scanner is basically, I'm going to show it to you in a slide so you can see it, or later on. Scanner is used to input the value. Okay, it is very simple and easy. All right, have you used it before? Anyone used it before? No? Okay, I'm just going to give you a shot now. So you can say scanner, for example. Now it's not already there. You have to install the library, which is java.util.scanner. So you have to import this library, import java.util.scanner. If you write scanner, Java will ask you to import it. And if this one is not here, the import, when you write scanner, it will show us like this. And then click on that, and it will ask you to add what? The first one, Java util scanner. When you click on add, it will be added directly. This is a good thing about NetBeans. If you are writing Java outside the NetBeans, you have to write it by yourself. But this NetBeans make it easy for you. Scanner, I'm going to call it, for example, in equal new what? Scanner. And you can say that, for example, I have some error. Okay, just make it like this. Okay, scanner n. And if you want to put value for the scanner, you can say that, for example, ID equal n dot. Okay, now the scanner take the input. I call it what? N. When you define, it has some values. N dot what? What do you want to read? Now ID is what? Is an integer. So you're gonna say next integer. Where's next integer? This one is read integer, and you click on that and semicolon. All right. Now we have something that variable has not been initialized. Equal. It should use a new scanner. Okay, leave it like this now. I'll just gonna teach you other things. All right. Now, if you wanna insert or enter a string value, you can just say the employee name, for example, EMB name equal n dot. Now, for the string, just say what? Next. Okay. Next here will only take string. Okay. Next will take string, and that's it. Okay. So then after that, you can enter the others like a double. You can double, which is the salary, for example. You can say salary equal to n dot, and salary is double. So you can say next double here. Choose next double because salary is double. And then after that, we have integer, which is department code. You can say department code equal n dot integer. Where is the integer? Yes, integer here, and semicolon. Okay, and then after that, the last one, which is the working status, working is equal to, you can set up the false here, or you can read it, n dot next boolean. Where is the boolean? Here. Next, can make it as a string and read it as a string. That should be fine. Okay, or you can use next boolean, which will take only true or false. Okay, true or false. This is how you use the input. Now we can say here equal new scanner. I'll try to use the system.in because it's an input. Okay, now this is gonna work now. All right, here we go. Now we created a scanner. We call the scanner, it's like a variable. Now the scanner is non-primitive variable. Okay, n, we call it n. It's like other variable like ID, employee name, and we initialize it as a new scanner. How about the new when we study the object-oriented system.in? Now you can enter the values. If you run the program, okay, if you try to run the program, first of all, save. And then if you try to run the program, you can see that it will ask you for the input. Okay, it will wait for you to enter something, and it's waiting for you to enter something. So here, for example, we're gonna enter what? We're gonna enter the employee ID 12, for example, and click enter, and we can enter the employee name. I didn't put print before that, so I can put print before that later on. I'll show you department code, and here we can put true, for example, something like that, and you can see it's printed. If you wanna do something, you can print a statement before it, for example, like this. I can do this, Control V. Here you can send, for example, a message to the user like this. Please enter employee number here. Just a message. Okay, and you can do the same with the others. I'm just gonna copy this. Before the input, just put a message. Okay, here enter the employee name, for example. This is name, and I'm gonna copy the same thing for the others as well. You can write a message here. What is the salary? how much is the salary? How much is the salary, for example? Just a message, any message you like it. Okay, probably you can write in Arabic, but it will not show. If you run it on the console, it will not be showing as it. Control V, I can say, for example, in which department, what is the department code? Question. And everything between quotation, when you do the print, you print it as the same as exactly shown. If you use a print len, that will print on the same, on different line. Okay, if you use a print, that will be on the same line. So I'll use a print because I need to click enter. Enter is a new line. You can use just print. The last one is you can ask a question. Say, this is just to make the interface looking good. Control V, is he working or on vacation? Is he working now? He can answer true, give it like answer true or false, just to give him a hint. Okay, so he can answer true or false. You can put T or false and convert it into true or false if you want. So something like that. When you save the program and run it, you can see there's a message. You can see that I just put a message on the screen before the input. Okay, so let me just clear the input. Okay, try to run it from the beginning. So if I run it, you can see here, say enter employee number. Let's say 1. I'll ask you enter employee name. Say Wonder, for example. Enter, and then how much is the salary? You can say, for example, 200, and enter. Which department? 2, for example. And is he working or not? False. So now you can see the print